Hello and welcome back to another Tonto video. In this one we're at the Timothy the Archie Adventures issue number 36. Now this issue was one which I wasn't too sure what to really make of going into this one, just because, as I already explained in my last video, I didn't really have too much interest in reading this issue in particular, just because this issue was going to be dealing with Shredder and him going off to Splinter and all that kind of stuff. And like I said in the last review, I said that I didn't really like the idea of that, just because I felt like Shredder as a character was more or less done with his story and all that kind of stuff in issue 27 or something like that. So it just felt a bit pointless to bring him back and do more stories with him, despite him more or less being done as a character. So going into this one, I had no real interest or desire to read it, but even after reading it, it was nice to know that they at least kept up some story elements from that previous issue. It's just a little disappointing that I had no interest in seeing where it goes next, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, so in the first few pages, I want to say the first 5 pages, they do a pretty decent recap of it, and just go on to explain that, oh yeah, the sandstorms there, it's not much of a recap, it's more just basically I want to say just re-showing the events, which I think is well, compared to some of the most recent comics, where they are just basically recapping most of the stuff for the first 10 pages, well, it's at least a little bit different, so I'll at least have to give them that. But when you get to page, was it 5 or 4, something like that, and we do get to see Shredder there, and yeah, they really didn't try with this one. They just literally just took, copy and pasted the final page from the last issue, and then just put it right in there, changed some dialogue up and all that kind of stuff, but it was basically the same page, and well, to be honest, I can't blame too much, because it saved them time to do this issue, then great, but at the same time, really, we allowed this to get past, and no one complained about it whatsoever. Ew. But yeah, so after that, we do actually get to see some actually new story. We do get to see the Turtles actually realise that Splinter is missing. So that's when they do actually decide to go out, and then they find that Shredder's there, and they do have a little battle here, and it's I wouldn't say it's one of the best battles, because it was very cliche kind of thing where you get to see the Turtles just fighting and hitting the swords and all that kind of stuff, and a few little name calling and all that kind of stuff. It's nothing really special, anything new, but that's to be expected really. But that's when we do get to see someone, they come in and call Saki to watch out, and then that's when they just shoot a bubble at the other characters, and they trap all of them inside, and they just hit the bubble down. They don't decide to do anything with all the characters trapped up, which I must admit I do find to be quite weird, just because if you have all your enemies right there, you would think, oh yeah, maybe we could shoot them, blow them up, or just literally anything else other than just kick them away. But other than that, we do get to see the character. He goes on to reveal that he's actually Terminator Rex, and yeah, I mean, from what I can remember from this character, he's a interesting character, but at the same time, I don't think he's a character that actually gets too much screen time or anything like that, so I had to limit my expectations for this character. So yeah, but after that we did get to see the Turtles, they're trying to escape from the bubble, and they decide to just poke everything out of the bubble, and that somehow just breaks it, despite being very... It's weird how they describe it, just because go on to say, oh yeah, this bubble's really, it's really hard to break through, well, we can't actually break through it, and all that kind of stuff. However, we got air coming in, but yet they'll just poke it. It's just, weird, especially don't tell us how to poke it, how? So then after that, we do get to see the Eagle's character. He goes on to send the Eagle to actually go out, was it a Falcon? And the Falcon goes off, and he finds out where Shredder's taking Splinter and Terminator Rex, and they're all talking about the plans. And Shredder goes on to reveal that he was the one who stole the Black Heart, and he wants to go on to later go on and steal the White Heart, or was it White Stone? Whatever the thing is, I'm pretty sure it's a stone actually. And we do get to see Terminator Rex. He realises that there's a Falcon there, and he goes on to shoot it because he thinks that, oh yeah, this Falcon might be a spy and all that kind of stuff. I mean, why would you think that? You're out in the middle of the desert, and you think, oh yeah, there's a spy there with a Falcon. Really, out of all your other, theories and all that kind of stuff, you really thought a Falcon in the desert was a was a spy? Yeah, of course, why not? So then after that, we do get Sutel, so he gave a word from the Falcon, and they decide to follow the other Eagle down through like these tunnels to then go off and actually fight the Shredder, Venator Rex, and some foot soldiers. And this is where things get a little bit interesting, just because the Turtles don't realise that the other people there are actually foot soldiers, so they're a little bit of a disadvantage there. And we do get to see Shredder actually interact with like Ninja as well, which is pretty nice. It was I wish feel like we got to see a little bit more of it, but unfortunately we didn't get to see all too much. But hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more soon-ish. But after that we do get to see like this time slip that opens up. And Shredder's about to actually win, and he's about to take my Splinter through the portal, which I must admit I was quite surprised at, just because I was really somewhat under the impression that, you know, Shredder was actually just gonna like go through with it and that kind of stuff. But he'll just go on to explain that because of everything that happened last time, they owed him and that kind of stuff. And surprisingly, Shredder does actually keep his end of the bargain, which I was very surprised at, just because I would have thought that with Shredder and how he is as like a character and all that kind of stuff, he would have just gone against it and just pushed Splinter through the time portal and that kind of stuff. And even more so, I'm very surprised that Splinter didn't do anything. He just stood there and just did absolutely nothing. He was just so useless. But yeah, and then after that we do get to see that it's revealed that Ninjara, she was the one that actually stole the Black Stone, so Shredder did actually get to steal it, which is decent for them. But yeah, so that's it for the issue. So I'd say that overall for the issue, it wasn't a bad issue. I feel like as the ending to the story arc, it was pretty decent. It did what it had to do and a little bit more. And like I was saying earlier with the Shredder kind of stuff, I'm glad that it happened, and I enjoyed how they were keeping things up from the last time we got to see like Shredder and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, my thoughts are still there. I feel like Shredder as a character was pretty much done in his last appearance. So seeing him come back now in this story arc, it just feels so like weird and pointless and just wasted. And I just feel like there were so many other better stories they could have told, but this is the one which I wanted to go with. But I just don't think it was the best one, and especially for the fact that they are setting more stories up for the future, which isn't bad. But like I've already said, I just feel like this version of Shredder is pretty much done, and with how much I didn't really use him before, like last issue, it just feels like what's the point? We're just trying to like bring him back to make him into like the character which everyone knows him to be, but it's just a weird like state that he's in. But it's not bad, but it could have been so much better. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what about this issue. Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah, that's it for today, guys. It's police. Yeah, let's grab another stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.